This is what is accepted theory among some scholars, that it is the people who came from Judean areas, whether they were Persians, they were Canaanites, they came from that territory. So the Babylonian, when they conquered that land, they took everybody, and whosoever came from there were called Judean. So it was given the name Jews, the children of those people who were taken by. Now, second thing is, the other theory, as I've just told you, takes the name from Judah. And even if Abraham is said the first Hebrew, his grandson Jacob is the one who is called Israel, as you know it. Okay? Now, Israel is Jacob. His son is Judah. Okay? Now, you know the story of Judah, that if the Old Testament is taken as the word of God, as a history of Jewish people, Israelite people, Hebrew people, I have no problem with that. Any book can be historical, can write about the heroes, can write about the people, say for example, and if those people do not mean much to me, I can just read it and go through it. But if something is given to the people, to me, or to the world, this is the word of God. This is what God inspired. This is what God dictated, and Moses wrote down. Each word of that, as you know, Maimonides and the others and everybody else for 2,000 years have said it, that even the word, and say for example, a dot is dictated by God and is sacred. And as we read it in the last passages, he said that Tawheed passage, which is Shema, you know, hear, O Israel, you know, your God is one God. And the name which is mentioned, Lot or Jacob, or they are as sacred as the Shema itself. Now, God is dictating. This is the word of God, and he is telling me something about Judah. And Judah is the one who is the big name as the head of the tribe, Judah. And as I've just told you, that if somebody does not know these details, it's clearly, you just ask, where is Judaism coming from? Or it's from Judah, or from the Judah, the territory. So if you go to the territory part, you cannot exclude those polytheists, atheists, those Persians who were living in, and the Gentiles, and then everybody coming from there will be called Jew. If you go to the term Judah, because he is the grandfather of Judaism, or the Jewish people, because what happens, he is the son of who? Jacob. And Jacob's basically is having what? All of the children, 12 tribes, say for example, and then the question is asked, why would God put somebody as a figure, as a respect, you know, that everybody can take the name Judah, Judaism, Jew after it, whose action could be questionable? Or what could be the interpretation of that? As I've just told you, that my brother may not know it, but scholars have given so many lofty interpretations to this passage. And I gave one example to them, which I have read it in among so many scholars, in which they said that tells you that the Jewish people come from a figure who was not afraid of confessing his mistakes. This is one of the interpretations which I have read in so many of the scholars. That yes, we will have these mistakes, but we have got the moral courage to come out and say, yes, we did it. So moral courage is the lesson which is coming out of that story.